You had a glass animal story?
Oh, yes.
Can we talk about that?
One of our
Let's talk
first
about
shows.
It's a great story.
We were opening, we got an
Glass
opening
Animals.
bill for Glass Animals' first show in New York, which was going to be at Baby's All Right in Brooklyn.
Okay.
We show up for our sound check, and Glass Animals are still sound checking, and Dave is nowhere to be seen. And it turns out that Dave, somewhere in the flight or somehow, had gotten food poisoning.
I was horribly ill.
And there was this back and forth where the band was like, "We'll play the set without Dave. We'll just do an instrumental set." And the management was like, "It's your first New York show. We're not doing that."
It's bad luck.
So then another important thing here is that this show was sold out before we were added to the bill. So
None of our fans.
nobody at this show,
All Glass Animals.
or maybe a couple people even knew who Marian Hill was.
I was gonna say, because I feel like there's like some crossover in that audience now, but at the time it was just still too new.
This
This was
again,
the beginning
like
of that crossover,
2014,
perhaps.
2015.
Yeah, maybe this is how it started. For sure, yeah.
But so then, like, this sold out show, like, everybody's in there and they do an announcement where they're like, "We're sorry, everybody, Glass Animals will not be playing tonight. Your
But-
tickets will be fully refunded, but if you want, you can hang around and Marian Hill's still gonna play."
I was
Was there a
peeing
mutiny?
myself. I was like, everyone was just kind of like, okay. And I was...
We're already here, so I guess we'll see what this is about.
They were nice to stick around.
It was an interesting crowd. I think we definitely got some of them, but it was certainly a weird show.
I was so terrified, and I was so bad at performing at the time. I was just...
What was the reaction of the
scared.
crowd like? Were they just like folding their arms? Were people into it?
Got a couple head
We got them
bobbers.
into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the nice thing about having Steve on sax. If you drop a beat and have him play a riff,
Totally.
Yeah.
you get a certain amount of people just being like, "Okay," like,
Yeah,
By the way,
we'll
it's
be
so
into it.
cool. Like modern music with a saxophone is just so dope. It's like
People love Steve.
he's great.
Love Steve.
Great
Yeah, they
performer.
love sax. He's awesome.
Works great with you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes your songs will start and it sounds like something from the 30s or 40s, like some kind of noir, sort of black and white kind of aesthetic, going right into something very modern and very today. With the electronics, your vocals, like it works so well together. But having like saxophone like mixed in there, like it's like a jazz alternative.
Yeah.
That's what alternative is to me. It's different. That's what it means, right?
Yeah.
So I think you guys embody that a lot.
Thank you so much. I was going to say too, we're so lucky to have Steve and a live instrument. We were at Lollapalooza and something happened with Jeremy's computer and the sound just shut off. And there's not much on the main stage from thousands of people freaking out, and there's not much you can do when most of your music is electronic.
Yeah.
Like when the sound shuts off, you're done. But Steve gets up there.
Yeah, Steve just started
Does a little
soloing.
solo.
How'd it go
People
over?
love it.
Great.
Really?
It was a fun crowd
loved
moment.
it.
It was also
It
a
was
big
his
moment for
moment.
me just because for, like, I don't know, from when I started playing the show, you get nervous about something going wrong, you know, and like what you will do. And to have something like that go wrong in a big setting, and I just like put my head down and I dealt with it and I fixed it and Steve covered and we were fine.
Yep.
And then I was just like, you know what? Like, it's going to be fine. Like, you're ready for this. You're prepared.
I think that's a sign of a great performer of any kind, a musician, a sports host, a radio DJ, whatever. Like things are gonna go wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's how you sort of recover from that and how you make the best out of it that kind of, I don't know, makes you stick out more than the rest.
Yeah. I mean, that was a total testament to Steve because I was like, all right, well, we'll be right back.
Totally.
As we figure this out. But it's all a learning experience too, you know, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, but if it does, you're more prepared.